how did you manage to escape becoming an offensive lineman? I know you live in a Tennessee country. I know you in SEC. They'll turn you into an offensive lineman in a heartbeat, man. How did you
Well,
escape that part?
well, fortunately, in a way, since we were in the heart of basketball country, we were such a small school. We didn't have football until actually the year after I graduated high school.
Oh,
So
okay.
football really wasn't even on the radar. I mean, even though
Wow.
it was huge on every county around us, it was
Mm-hmm.
more the focus than anything else. But our county, we were slow to get to football because of our size. We had it in the late '60s and early '70s, but it gone away until '98.
Oh, okay.
Um, so that was one reason. The other reason is as you could probably attest, when we were doing our strength training, I did like a half of a pull up my first testing down in the
Right,
basement with Paul. So
right,
that's the other reason, is that I wasn't very strong.
right.
One of the reasons I probably got redshirted, and I'll tell you, maybe the most embarrassing thing. One of the things that almost probably sent me home quicker than anything was when we had to come in. They didn't have this fancy body fat testing that they have now, where
Mhm.
you can just stand on. It was the calipers, and
Right,
I lost a lot of sleep at night thinking about getting those calipers on me. And so,
right.
we'd have to go to the basement at like 5:45 in the morning
Yeah.
at the start of preseason, and they want to do all the testing and everything. And so I went in there and I was like, we'll get this done quick. It's 5:45 in the morning. There ain't nobody in here. And they're like, they bring me over and they're like, just everybody can see everything. They're like, all right, take your shirt off. Like, great. And they're pinching all the fat. About the time that this is going on, I kid you not making this up. The female track and field team comes in, the women.
Mm.
And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Is this some sort of hazing? I mean, what are y'all
Right.
trying to do to me? I'm never going to survive this. I left that date. I'm going to Tennessee. I can't handle this. This
Yeah.
is forget mind games from Coach Knott. This is the ultimate mind game. I got to get out of here.
Do you know what you started with versus what you
Oh
finished with at
man,
IU, percentage
yeah,
wise?
it was it. I was in the high. I think I was in the high 20s. I mean, it
Hmm.
was like it was weird. Like I was kind of like that. I was so heavy when I was in like seventh and eighth grade. It's kind of like as you get in shape, it's kind of hard if you're not doing a lot of muscle training, which I really wasn't in high school. We didn't have a weight room.
Right.
You
Yeah.
lose the weight kind of goes off, but there's no tone. It just kind of just like, and so it,
Hmm.
it was I think I got down to, by the time my junior year, it was around 10%. I
Okay.
never was a fitness
That's pretty
freak.
good.
I just don't have that DNA in me.
Yeah.
I have to stay on top of it. I still try to not eat too many chips and fries, or I'll blow up like a balloon.
Right.
But yeah, it was probably about an 18% drop in a couple of years.
Wow, that's pretty good, man. You worked it off. You had no choice. We played basketball year round back then.
Yeah,
You was gonna be in shape. You
there's
weren't
only
even.
so much, but there's only so much buffaloes you can eat in a day.
Oh, we talked about this. Tom Coverdale and I. Our training table was atrocious if you think about it.
Terrible. It was terrible. McCree's
McCree's,
Steak and
chicken
Shake.
steak. What was the
Yeah. Oh
buffet we
yeah.
had to go to? What was the buffet right there on next to the Hampton?
Um,
Next to the Hampton Inn. It was a buffet that we had.
yeah, it
That was an
wasn't it.
option. Marsh.
Marsh. I loved it because you could get actually the salad bar at Marsh.
Yeah,
I did like
exactly.
Marsh every now and then. There was, I mean, the best one was when we every now and then we'd get little Zagrebs. We
Yeah,
get
we did every
that
now and
was you could do some good damage there.
then.
Uh, yeah, for the most part. Well, you think about this. When we would go on the road, it was get there, we'd get to a hotel, and the coaches would go eat, and they would set us up a night. They would just say, basically, go to the hotel restaurant, which was usually kind of like a kind of sports. It was just
Yeah,
sports food, sports bar
yeah.
kind of
Mhm.
food, and we would all get wings. I mean, just whatever wings, burgers, fries. Then we would all get desserts,
Yeah.
and then we would go up and watch about 25, 30 minutes of video with coach. And then we get to our rooms, and in the hallways of the rooms, what was there?
Right.
Big old trays of desserts again that Coach
Yeah.
Knott would order. So we would
Anything you
have,
want.
right before bed, we would have chocolate cake, ice cream, right, like two
Yeah.
hours after we just
Easy.
ate everything. It was crazy. No, wouldn't do that in a million years today.
Unbelievable how you could go out there and perform with what we ate. And I was like, I'm appalled. But